So, in Nate Silver's latest election model, Data Guru, as Mediaite puts it, in his latest election forecast has Vice President Kamala Harris pulling out even further ahead of Donald Trump. Harris now with a 58% chance of winning the presidency to Trump's 42%. In early September, the numbers were reversed, with Trump peaking at over 60% chance of winning. Silver explains what changed in the polls to flip his forecast election. A lot of polling, and our model mostly likes it for Harris. Her national polling lead is up to 3 points, and decent polling for her in Georgia, North Carolina, too. Wrote Silver on X as he shared his latest polling update. The one place where she still had a string of bad polls is Arizona, but it has only a 5% chance of being a tipping point state, right? There are more important states we know, like Pennsylvania, for example, much more critical. Silver's latest write-up of his forecast notes that Harris, unlike Trump, has two solid routes to winning the Electoral College. Harris can lose all the toss-up states while winning Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin and still become president. We talked about that last night. That is the route that goes through Nebraska, strangely enough. Silver calls this Plan A, the long talked about blue wall that crumbled in 2016 for Hillary Clinton. Silver explains that Harris also has a Plan B. If one of those states falls, despite her polling up in all three, Harris can win North Carolina, Georgia, or both in order to still get to 270, especially as she's in striking position in Nevada and ahead in Nebraska's second congressional district. So, this is important. Nate Silver was one of the more accurate pollsters in 2016. He had was leaning a little bit closer, or I think he had like 30% that Trump would win, whereas almost all of the other outlets had like 99.9% that Hillary would win, and quite a debacle on that election day. Um, and yeah, it's important because there was a point in time not so long ago, several weeks ago, even as we try to get this ad out of the way. The ads. Silver's forecast model was giving Trump 60.1% chance, and I believe it went even higher at one point. So we've seen a reversal, and that's because you could blame the debate, the really disastrous debate for Donald Trump at that point. Things having a reverse trend at this point. Kamala is still struggling in Arizona. That could be because of the immigration issue there, polling very strongly with folks there. But as you've seen, Kamala Harris does not even need to win in Arizona. She could lose Arizona. She could lose Nevada. She could lose Georgia. She could lose North Carolina. And what the heck is going on here? But she needs to hold on to Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And that will do it for her. Nebraska's first, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Lose everything else, hold on to the states you're supposed to hold on to, and that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So it's important. It's important to understand Alan Lichtman having his seven keys or whatever they are, his keys pointing in Kamala Harris's direction. We now have Nate Silver saying it's more likely that Kamala Harris will win. The betting markets, in terms of predict it and otherwise, are saying that Kamala Harris is going to win. And a lot of other models are saying it as well. It doesn't mean that it's guaranteed, but it's a positive sign that things are going well for her, at least in this stretch of the election. She's got to keep the momentum going, and of course, everybody has to go out and vote and make it happen. So that's that. Nate Silver, election model update. Kamala Harris back in the lead.